why I don't want to go back to ego. I don't want to go back into ego. And that is true spiritual awakening. That is because you have seen so much. You have seen so much. You don't want to go back into that ego state. You have, when spiritual awakening happens, the very first thing you realize is that you are stupid. And then slowly you realize that at least I know that I'm stupid, but other people around me, they don't even know that they are stupid. So they are more stupid. So, and then that is your second phase of awakening. The very first phase of awakening that happens is you start to see your shadows, you start to see your dark side, and you get it like, I am stupid. Because a real spiritual seeker will go in that direction. He will start to know the truth. And when you turn inwards, we are little programmed like that. Ego is programmed like that. It will seek ego will seek perfection, moral perfection. you know yeah, we are programmed to see it. We are programmed to see ourselves as perfect. But a spiritual seeker who wants to know the truth will see things as it is. So you turn inwards, and yes, little bit you're programmed that way, so you will first see your dark side. Like that will just very naturally happen because of the planet we are in. We are programmed that way. And then gradually, you will of course and then you will start to see that not everybody is ready to do that work. you know and then there will be a rift because you see so much, and out there are people out there who don't see, and don't want to see. So there will be a rift, and they will naturally exit your life. You will naturally, yeah, you guys will just naturally exit each other's life. Because universe got a plan for you, baby, and universe got a plan for them. So yes. So and ये बोलते बोलते मुझे एक और question. So I did a last video on what is spiritual awakening. तो मुझसे किसी ने पूछा, wow, I love when in the evening birds go home. I love that. And I guess there were some migratory birds, and they formed some shape, and they were going home. And it's the most peaceful thing ever to watch, seeing birds going home. Wow, I love it. Coming back to question. So somebody had asked me that I understood all the points that you said. Let's say, that was a little complicated. What should I say? What word should I use? That was a little high level video, I guess. Not, it was not. Uh, Somebody is on the beginner stage. It will be difficult for them to understand that, and it will require them a processing of a month, a days of some days of months, maybe years. I don't know. Maybe down the line you might understand what I really want to say in the video. But the person said that I understood what you said because I've been listening to you for a while, and I do get an idea, hint of what you're trying to say and make sense of. But then uh, but then but then what? Ab main kya karu? Like, what if I see things for what they are? Like, how do I escape the matrix? Like, I see Maya, I see Matrix, I see we are programmed a certain way. We are programmed to be away from God, to be away from our own nature. How do I escape it? So that's it. My guru also says it, apply your energy, apply your awareness 80% at least on the perception. 80% of your energy awareness, should go in the perception, on just seeing. The third eye is what we refer to, just going beyond the senses and, going to the depth and seeing things. That is, you know, that is what we, uh, that is what we, you know, um, yeah, staying with the truth in itself is a very huge step, very huge step in itself. 80% of the work is done, because we live in a world, we live in, because when it comes to action, when it comes to expression, so 80% should go in perception and 20% should go, very beautifully done, 20% should go in expression, in action, because when it comes to doing, things get a little limited. you know just stay with the truth, just know the truth inside of you, you know and just let the truth, allow the truth inside of you, allow yourself to see the truth, however painful it is, however bitter it is, just allow it. And you cannot you cannot be on the path of a lie, you cannot be on the path of illusion, like, you will back off out of many such things. Half of the things, universe will take you out. Trust me, it's all magical. Just stay with the truth, and it will happen for you. Trust me, it will happen for you. Like, there was a point in my life, and I was like, I I just want to stay in my own truth. I want to do what I want to do. You will start, that is also a very huge phase of a spiritual awakening, where you're feeling the pressure from inside of you, not from outside of you. When your soul is awakening, you feel that pressure. I want to do things my way. I don't want to go by society. I don't want to go by people's thoughts, opinions. I don't want to go by that. And you do it. Trust me, you do it. Trust me, you feel such a pressure inside of you, and that takes you, that flow takes you, that water takes you. So this was one of the little question that I want to, answer in this video. Yeah, that current, that flow of water that takes it so much pressure inside of you, that now you just don't care, and just naturally starts to happen. You stop caring about programming, stop caring about people's thoughts, opinions, this, that. You're like, fuck off. Literally, it's just so much pressure inside of you. And I still remember that part of my spiritual awakening, that I was feeling at some point of time in my life. So one thing is that, okay, what is the second thing? Let's come back to where we were. So yeah, the very first phase of spiritual awakening is seeing your shadows. Then you start seeing, you are already seeing other people's shadows, but yeah, then you start to, first you realize that you are stupid, then you realize other people are stupid, but other people are actually more stupid because they don't see that they are stupid. Because spirituality requires you to be flexible, to be adaptable, to change. Yeah, to change, to adapt to the truths that you are seeing. So why I don't want to go back to ego? Because I just don't want to go. Okay, there is a difference between, I yeah, after some people, they will say that spiritual awakening can lead to spiritual ego, this ego, that ego. And yes, that is also true, but a true spiritual awakening, when a true spiritual, you don't want to go back to that stupid place of ego. And what is ego? First of all, ego is ego is not only having a superiority complex, it's also having an inferiority complex. It's an illusion, it's total illusion. And of course, you can be manipulated in ego. Right? If you have a high ego, it's easier, for people to. And when I was in ego, how I describe, when I came out of my ego into spiritual awakening, how I describe it, I was very insecure as a person. That was my ego. I was, I had yet not discovered myself. I was living in many illusions. I was not listening to myself. I was in pain. And I was, I never knew the discernment of choosing the right kind of people even around me. I never had that discernment. Just a little pause. Very beautiful ego just flew by. So another one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with the ego. I just don't want to go back. I will get stuck there. If you've really truly spiritually awakened, like, yes, there is a point where you can slip back into ego. There could be point, where, but if you're really spiritually awakened, you just don't want to be in that place. You don't want to be in that place. People who are highly insecure will only have superiority complexes. Do you know that? I I don't want to be in that place of insecurity, of feeling like I have to strive for perfection. Like I am not perfect already. You know, how they have programmed us that humans and divinity, there is a bridge. It's a big bridge, and you have to do a lot of tapasya and lot of sadhana and this, that, this is just in your brain. Trust me, it's just a subconscious belief that they have poured inside of you over and over and over and over again, because they have set such an imaginary, you know morally idol, I don't know. Wow. So beautiful. Wow. So they have set such morally, you know and high imaginary, some idle things out of you. They want you to be something imaginary, god or something. Yeah, even gods have anger. If you see Greek mythologies, and if you see, Hindu mythologies, you will find that, these people also have problems, they also have rage, they also go through pain, and they also feel their own grief. There is no, when you go through these Greek and Hindu mythologies, which are more ancient, the more ancient, they are just telling you that we are developing, we are getting civilized in the name of science and technology. But no, the more spiritual awakened I become, the more I realize that the ancient, the more back I go, the more intelligent and wisdom I find. And this, the time we live in, I'm really, it looks like that time is going on and we are developing and we are, getting civilized. But trust me, you're brainwashed with that. So the more Hindu mythologies and Greek mythologies you will see, you will find that, कि कैसे, भगवान और मनुष्य में ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है, लेकिन कई बार, मतलब ऐसे, आई सॉ, आई एम सॉरी, आई एम स्विचिंग टू हिंदी, मेरे को नहीं पता, मेरा मन कर रहा है। तो जैसे माता पार्वती थी, सो शी वेंट, शी वाज, शी हैड अ फाइट विद शिवा, his husband, her husband. So then she went, and just traveled. She was traveling around on earth. She was like, let me just go and have a walk around. And first she was not happy. She had a fight with the husband. So she was going, and then she saw a blind couple on earth, and they were so having so much faith on each other, and they were so much together. She learned from them, and then she went back to Shiva and said sorry, that okay, I learned this lesson from earth. This couple that was there, and they were very this, they were very that. I've learned a lot from them. So even, and of course God should be like that, isn't it? God should be evolving, learning all the time, isn't it? That's how God should be depicted, isn't it? Like, but they are, some religions, they very much, एंड मैं किसी रिलीजन की वो नहीं कर रही हूँ यार, बुराई नहीं कर रही हूँ, हर रिलीजन किसी ना किसी तरीके से करप्टेड है, बट कुछ रिलीजन्स बहुत करप्टेड हैं और कुछ रिलीजन्स कम करप्टेड हैं, और कुछ रिलीजन्स स्पेशली जो एशियन वंस है वो बहुत डिकोडेड है, तो उनको कोडिफाई को डीकोडिफाई करना पड़ता है टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो and of course your level of consciousness plays a role in that. So you will find that these and you will find that there are certain gods who are, who do bad things also, because they're taken over by lust sometimes, and all these things. So I feel that there is no gap in these mythologies, in these ancient mythologies, between god and human. But if you will see, if you will see, some certain religions, they will set a very high moral standard, for you, and that's why spirituality, and that's why people want to stay away from it. ये नहीं कर सकते यार हम, ये नहीं कर सकते. That's why they want to stay away from, spirituality, because it's like, I cannot be this idol, I cannot be god. They don't feel worthy enough to be god. They you're programmed that you are away. Yeah, that's one thing. So just spiritual. ईगो मतलब इल्यूजन, ईगो मतलब अपनी नेचर से दूर, ईगो मतलब इनसिक्योर होना, शायद, शायद क्या, आई नो व्हाट इज ईगो. इनसिक्योर महसूस करना, फुलफिल सेटिस्फैक्शन फील ना करना, कंज्यूमरिज्म में पड़ जाना. आप कंज्यूमर बहुत बन जाओगे बिकॉज यू आर इन योर ईगो. अब आपको कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए अपने आप को फिल करने के लिए, चाहे वो अच्छे क्लोथ्स हो, ब्रांडेड क्लोथ्स हो, अब आप फील ही नहीं कर सकते हो आप. You cannot feel good enough about yourself, and you will always want validation from others, और वो validation के लिए आप कंज्यूमर बन जाओगे यार. चाहे वो हेल्दी ईटिंग का ही क्यों ना हो. हेल्दी ईटिंग की भी तो कंज्यूमरिज्म है हमारे देश में, और हेल्दी ईटिंग के नाम पर ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं मार्केट्स में, दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट, दैट इज ऑल्सो वॉट वी कैन नॉट डिनाई, राइट. तो चाहे वो हेल्दी ईटिंग का ही क्यों ना हो, मार्केट्स में हेल्दी ईटिंग के जो ऑप्शंस हैं वो भी, आपको अपनी किचन में मिल जाएंगे यार. सब कुछ मिल जाएगा आपको आपकी किचन में, बट जैसे फ्रूट्स को ले लो, सो दे विल मेक यू बाय सम अब्रॉड का, फॉरेन का फ्रूट, इंस्टेड योर ओन लोकल fruit is the best thing for you, to have. But they will make you buy some expensive foreign ka fruit and everything, so that you, because in the name of healthy eating, so you are programmed, and you're just programmed, you know yeah, you're just programmed. So I don't want to go back to ego. I don't want to. I want to escape this matrix. I never want to come back here again. And why would I want to? There are certain people, they get shocked that, maybe that I want to, if I say that I don't want to come back here, because they are like, why would you not want to come back? यार क्या दुख आ गया जीवन में, ये हो गया वो हो गया. I was like, how can you just even come back? And these are the people who are really sorrow, who really, have so much grief inside of them. They're just not aware. They're not in connection with their own feelings. And I can see through, because I've gone through those spiritual awakening, I can see through. But the unfortunate thing is, I cannot even teach them, or I can not even tell them. Because the first step is they have to see it themselves. And they have to really, have to come to a point where you really beg the universe that I am done with it. And I need assistance. And that's when a guru appears in your life. I truly believe that. So, yeah, I'm sorry you cannot see my face, but I really wanted to tell you that अगर कॉमन सेंस भी है यार, कोई बहुत ज़्यादा स्पिरिचुअलिटी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अगर बहुत कॉमन सेंस भी है ना, तो you never want to come back here यार. Because ये वीडियो गेम, like I totally feel it's a video game. I totally feel it's जुमांजी. अगर आपने देखी है जुमांजी तो it's, yeah, because we are not the body, we are not the mind, and on some level you can do feel that, isn't it? Because after death, your body stays, right, but you are gone, right? Of course you're not your mind, because mind को तो totally program किया गया है. तो जो society कर रही है, लोग वैसा ही करते हैं, उसके बाहर नहीं सोचते हैं. तो of course you're not your body, of course you're not your mind, so yeah, so I don't want to get into this video game ever again. Because अगर आप बहुत normal common sense भी लगाओ, तो आप क्यों आना चाहोगे यार यहाँ पर? Because it's so unfair, it's because there are more chances that you will never win and you can never escape out of this, because this video, it's so unfair. Don't you see that? Like, yeah, it is so unfair. Why would you want to come back here? Why would you? Like, developers of this video game made sure, to trap you so much that you never get out of it. Like, if you really see it, like, I'm a woman, so let's say the crimes happening against women, globally. It's not even about certain countries, it's globally. And then there is so much, um yeah, people are not, there's no awareness around, the reality, there is, yeah, and we are being just forced and pushed to live very disconnected lives. We do not stay, हम, कितना अजीब बात है ना, हम सिटीज में रहते हैं, और हम वेकेशंस के लिए वी गो टू, there is no connection for nature, the things are, we are just made, in every which way possible, we are made to feel, कि हमें नेचर से दूर किया जा रहा है, प्रोग्रामिंग से भी और वैसे भी, people see trees as some, as a furniture की तरह देखते हैं हफ्तों से, कि उसमें से वुड निकाल के हम फर्नीचर बनाएंगे, बट tree has a life of its own. We're so away from nature, you know. I see certain people how they treat trees, मतलब जैसे जैसे उनका बाप का कुछ हो or something, I don't know, like they feel so much authority, like it's all theirs, and we are, yeah, sometimes they take things from the trees nearby, and you have to see the, how they take it from trees. They feel as if it's theirs, they own it. You don't own it, yaar. And of course we require, we are codependent on each other. Trees are dependent on us, we are dependent on them, we are a codependent existence. But then if we take something from something, I think there should be a kind of a respect for it, so I don't want to come back here. It's so much common sense. Why would you want to come back here, bhaiya? Why would you? And that itself is a part of a spiritual awakening. There is like, this is so unfair. Yeah, the developers of the video game never want us to win, never want us to escape. It's very dark, and it's very dark and dense, this matrix, because out of 100 people only one person is awake, let's say. I know still there are many people who are awake in the world, and I'm just so happy to see these people. For the first time in my life, I felt like, oh my god, I am not alone. There are intelligent people like me out there. So yes, yeah, after spiritual awakening you feel you are intelligent, you feel, and not in an egoic sense, ego में especially लोग आपको बोलेंगे आप modest बन के रहो, अपनी तारीफ मत करो. अरे भैया, जो सच है वो सच है. We all are intelligent, if you've seen your soul is very intelligent, yaar. It's very intuitive, and you don't have to learn any bookish knowledge to be intelligent. It just knows, an animal knows. It doesn't eat burgers. Have you seen it? If you keep a burger in front of a dog or a cow, they will not going to eat it. They know it's a basa and it's a processed food, it's a stale food. They won't eat that, right? They have that intelligence within. So they don't have to go to a school to learn that. They sense it, But we have forgotten, because we are so much reliant on our degrees, on our education system, on everything possible, that we have forgotten our own intuition, and we don't check things with ourselves. Now we go and see our school degrees, we will see, or book knowledge we will see. Now we can Google also. We will never cross check with ourselves. We don't believe in our intuition. And मैं बिल्कुल इगोइक इंसान नहीं हूँ, बट क्योंकि मेरी स्पिरिचुअल अवेकनिंग हो गई है, और I've discovered my soul, it's intelligent. Everyone's soul is intelligent. We are all one soul, my dear. So I don't want to go back to ego ever, ever again. I don't want to, because of course I can be easily manipulated, and yeah, if I'm insecure person, it's easy, for markets to, um, yeah, it's easy for markets to lure me into buying their products, you know, uh, be it a car, maybe I'm programmed into thinking that, you buy this car, you're going to feel very confident and secure and everything. So I'm going to feel that, and that's stupid, right? Yeah, I don't know. I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for connecting. Like, share, subscribe. And you can also follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description box. Thank you.